For generations, owning a home has been central to achieving the American dream. But as Jo Ling Kent tells us, for many, that dream may be slipping away.
I did everything I was supposed to do. I was in the military, I went to college, I worked, and we can't buy a home. What did I do wrong?
Jenny Rangel feels stuck. The mom of 5 in Chandler, Arizona, tells us she can't catch a break.
I'm a nurse, and I love it. I love it. It's great.
And what does your husband do?
He's a manufacturing tech at Intel, so we have pretty good jobs, decent jobs.
Do you feel like those jobs are enough to cover your living expenses? And
not even close. We pay about $3,000 in rent. We have all of the utilities. We have car payments, car insurance, mouths to feed, and gas. Maybe we have enough left over for groceries and toiletries and household stuff. Why are we struggling?
Rangel and her husband, KC, are both in their 40s and have never owned a home. They're part of a growing number of millennials who see themselves as forever renters because they can't afford to buy.
This home I'm renting goes for $600,000. We can't afford a $600,000 home. You know, with our income, maybe $300,000.
And what would that get you around here?
It's not going to be a lot.
Since the start of the pandemic in 2020, home prices across the country have soared nearly 50%. Today's median price, $416,000.
We are also looking at high mortgage rates, which means it's expensive to borrow money to buy a home.
And that's if you can find a home in your price range. Danielle Hale is chief economist at Realtor.com.
One of the reasons is that we haven't had enough building over the last decade. And when you have a shortage of supply and a steady amount of demand, the way the market solves that is by pushing prices higher.
How short are we?
The estimates vary. At Realtor.com, we estimate that we're 4 million homes short.
Home prices have gone up 300% since 1990. How have incomes kept up?
Incomes have gone up as well, but by roughly half that amount.
If the prices of homes have tripled and incomes have not kept pace, does this just automatically take a large population out of the running?
Well, I don't think it totally shuts people out because homeownership is such a central part of the American dream.
A Realtor.com survey found that 75% of Americans believe in that dream, and it can be done. But it might require pulling up roots and heading to the heartland.
Come visit Topeka, give us just one day.
Yes, Topeka, Kansas, as in there's no place like home.
This is a city where the American dream is still possible. Had you gone here 10 years ago?
Bob Ross is one of the leaders behind Choose Topeka, a program offering people a relocation incentive of up to $15,000 to move to town.
Who is the typical participant who applies and gets into this program?
They're coming from over 37 states, and they recognize that the cost of living that they can get here is so much more meaningful to them.
Choose Topeka is funded by a half-cent county sales tax.
And when you visit Topeka, you might decide to stay.
More than 200 families have moved to the capital city of Kansas since it launched in 2020. And Ross says 90% of them have stayed.
This feels like what I've always envisioned my family home to be.
Less than 2 years ago, Allison and Jacob Reynolds were living in Northern California with a newborn.
On average, where we lived, a 2-bed, 1-bath house would be $500,000. That's kind of a fixer-upper. So it would have been unfeasible for us financially without support from someone else.
Turns out Allison, a high school teacher expecting baby number 2, is a Topeka native.
How did this movement change America?
The couple took advantage of the Choose Topeka Boomerang incentive, which offers past residents $5,000 to move home.
The grant incentive that we applied for and received completely covered our moving expenses.
Would you have made the move without the grant?
I think we might have, but it would have definitely left a hole in our pocket.
Yeah, we would have needed some help.
Yeah, so that down payment on the house kind of emptied us out.
They purchased their 4-bedroom home for $179,000. Their monthly mortgage in Topeka, $1,300, compared to $1,800 a month for rent in California. $500 of savings they put towards childcare.
Woo! Good job!
The Reynolds bought in their early 30s, beating today's average 40-year-old first-time homebuyer. And that gives them a head start.
If you can buy a home closer to age 30 versus age 40, that means you have a $100,000 additional net worth boost by the time you turn 50.
Back in Arizona, 41-year-old Jenny Rangel is still chasing the dream.
I'm not going to give up. The goal is to buy a home in 3 years. If I have to get a second job as a nurse, then so be it.
You will do that.
I'm going to do it because I'm going to give my kids something to be proud of.